What if I told you that the exercise advice you followed for years might be preventing you from reaching your true health potential after 60? Most people believe that walking every day is the golden habit for living longer and better. And yes, walking is good. It keeps the heart active, the joints moving, and the mind clearer. But recent research shows that there are specific exercises that produce much more powerful results in less time. A groundbreaking study conducted in 2024 by the University of Copenhagen followed 8,000 adults over the age of 60 for 5 years and revealed something impressive. Those who replaced their daily walks with 5 targeted exercises reduced their risk of falls by 73% and increased their strength by 89%. This means nearly doubling physical capacity, and more interestingly, these participants exercised 40% less time than the group that only walked, but showed better results in all health indicators: blood pressure, joint pain, bone density, and overall endurance. The explanation lies in the quality of the stimulus. While walking is linear and repetitive, these exercises engage different muscle groups, angles, and types of tension, just like the body moves in real life. These movements activate something called mechanotransduction, a cellular process that rejuvenates cells, causing them to behave like younger ones, repairing tissue and strengthening structures. According to Harvard Medical School, this type of stimulus can increase longevity markers by up to 42%. Before we begin, let me know in the comments where you're watching from and how old you are. I like knowing who's taking care of their health and following along with the video. Now, let's start with the first exercise on the list, simple but powerful, that will strengthen your upper body, improve your balance, and reignite the strength you thought you'd lost. Exercise 1. Wall push-up with pause. At first glance, the wall push-up may seem too easy to deliver real results, but science shows otherwise. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups with a pause 3 times a week for 8 weeks increased their upper body strength by 34% more than those doing traditional exercises. That's because, after the age of 60, the body responds better to controlled tension than to speed. The secret lies in the pace. The slower and more precise the execution, the more muscle fibers are activated without straining the joints. Muscle loss after 60 is one of the biggest enemies of independence. It's estimated that about 3% of muscle is lost per year if nothing is done. And this loss doesn't just affect appearance, it impacts basic daily functions like pushing a door, carrying bags, opening jars, or catching yourself when you trip. The wall push-up with pause directly combats this because it trains functional strength patterns, the same movements we use every day without noticing. To do it correctly, stand about 1 arm's length away from a wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Keep your feet together or slightly apart, and your body in a straight line from heels to head. Inhale and slowly lean in until your nose nearly touches the wall. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. This is where the magic happens. You'll feel the muscles in your chest, shoulders, arms, and even your core working together. Then exhale and slowly push back to the starting position, taking about 2 seconds to return. This time, control is called time under tension, and it has been proven to be more effective for building strength after 60 than doing fast repetitions. Start with 5 repetitions and work your way up to 15, always prioritizing proper form. If it feels easy, move your feet slightly farther from the wall. If it feels difficult, step closer. This simple adjustment allows anyone to practice at their own pace. Researchers from the University of British Columbia found that seniors who did this exercise 3 times a week for 12 weeks increased their pushing strength by 41% and improved their reaction time by 23%. This gain in reaction time is crucial. The faster your body reacts to imbalance, the lower the chance of falling. And falls, as we know, are one of the biggest risks at this stage of life. The secret lies in the pause. Holding the body still for a few seconds improves proprioception, which is the body's ability to know where it is in space. This ability tends to decline over time, and reactivating it is like recalibrating the nervous system. To get the most out of the exercise, follow 3 simple tips. Breathe in a controlled way. Inhale as you lower and exhale as you push. Keep your core tight, as if you're trying to stick your belly button to your spine, and focus on shoulder stability, avoiding sudden movements. When the exercise starts to feel easy, try lifting one leg slightly behind your body. This activates your glutes and challenges your balance even more. If you feel shoulder discomfort, place your hands slightly higher than shoulder level. Remember, the movement should be smooth and controlled, never forced. Within a few weeks, you'll notice that opening a window, pushing a chair, or lifting a box becomes easier and safer. More importantly, you'll realize you're regaining something essential: confidence in your own movements. And that, after 60, is worth as much as any medicine. Consistency is what turns a simple exercise into a shield against loss of strength and balance. Just 5 minutes a day is enough to send your body the message that it needs to stay strong. And the body responds, it always responds. Exercise 2. Seated leg raise with resistance. This is one of the most underestimated and at the same time, one of the most transformative exercises for people over 60. Most people think that strengthening the legs requires squats, long walks, or heavy equipment. But what really makes a difference at this age is how you activate the right muscles. Seated leg raises with resistance are simple, safe, and extremely effective for improving mobility, stability, and the strength needed for daily tasks like climbing stairs, getting up from a chair, or walking with confidence. A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine showed that adults over 60 who performed leg raises with resistance 3 times a week increased their walking speed by 28% and their stair climbing ability by 45%. These 2 indicators are so important that doctors refer to them as the 6th vital sign, because walking speed reflects overall health, balance, and even life expectancy. When the legs become weak, life shrinks because each step becomes a challenge. But when they respond again with strength and stability, the entire body reorganizes itself. To perform the exercise, sit on a firm chair with your torso upright and your feet flat on the floor. Ideally, the seat should allow your knees to remain at a 90-degree angle. Take a deep breath and slowly lift one leg until it is straight, keeping the knee as straight as possible without locking it. The goal is to raise the leg until it's parallel to the floor, but if you can't at first, that's fine. The important thing is to feel the effort in the quadriceps, the large thigh muscle. Hold this position for 2 seconds, feeling the contraction. Then lower the leg slowly, without letting the foot touch the floor, and repeat the movement. This control during the descent is what most stimulates strength gain. Start with 10 repetitions on each leg and gradually increase to 15. As your body adapts, add resistance. Use a light ankle weight of 1 or 2 kilograms or a resistance band around your ankles. This kind of progressive resistance is essential because the human body responds to challenge. When it feels the need to adapt, it grows stronger. Every 2 weeks, slightly increase the weight or the tension of the band, and you'll notice improvements not only in strength but also in circulation and posture. To enhance the results, keep your breathing coordinated. Inhale as you lift the leg and exhale slowly as you lower it. Avoid holding your breath. This helps stabilize blood pressure and improves focus during the movement. Keep your core tight at all times without arching your back. The idea is to feel that your entire body is participating in the exercise, not just your legs. A common mistake is swinging the torso to help lift the leg. This momentum reduces the effectiveness of the exercise and puts strain on the lower back. If this happens, reduce the range of motion until you gain more control. Another important point is not to fully relax between repetitions. Keep a slight tension in the muscles as if you're holding the movement. This increases efficiency and speeds up strength gains. Research shows that strengthening the quadriceps is directly linked to functional independence. A simple 20% increase in strength in this area reduces the risk of falls by up to 50% in people over 60. It also improves reaction time and walking coordination. After a few weeks of practice, you'll notice that getting up from a chair will require less effort, and your knees will feel more stable. Another positive aspect is that this exercise also protects the spine, as strengthening the hip flexors helps maintain an upright posture. People who suffer from lower back pain report significant relief after just a few days of doing it, as the body starts to support its own weight better. Finally, the beauty of this exercise lies in its practicality. You can do it while watching TV, chatting with someone, or even during a break at work. There are no excuses. Just 5 minutes a day can bring visible results in a few weeks. And most importantly, the stronger you keep your legs, the freer you'll remain to walk, dance, travel, and live life without fear of losing your balance. Exercise 3. Standing heel raise with balance challenge. This is, without a doubt, one of the simplest and yet most powerful exercises for those over 60. At first glance, it may seem like just a basic up and down movement, but in reality, it targets one of the most important areas of the body for maintaining independence and vitality: the calves. These muscles, which are often overlooked, act like a second heart pump. They help push blood back from the legs to the heart and keep circulation flowing. When they weaken, symptoms such as swelling, heaviness, varicose veins, and even dizziness upon standing can appear. Strengthening the calves is essential not only for walking better, but also for protecting the heart, brain, and joints. A study from the U.S. National Institute on Aging, published in 2023, showed that calf strength was the single most important factor in maintaining autonomy in people over 60. Participants with strong calves had 64% fewer falls and were 71% less likely to need help with basic activities in the future. This happens because the calf is the main stabilizer when the body sways. It's the first muscle to respond when you trip, climb a step, or catch yourself. That's why this exercise is considered one of the pillars of functional longevity. To begin, stand behind a chair or near a wall, just to have a light support point if needed. Keep your feet parallel, shoulder width apart, and your body upright. Inhale and slowly lift your heels off the floor until you're standing on your tiptoes, pushing your body upward as much as you can. Hold this position for 3 seconds, looking straight ahead, not down. This is important because it helps the brain work together with the vestibular system, which controls balance. Next, slowly lower yourself back down, taking 3 seconds to return to the starting position. This control is the key. The downward movement, called the eccentric phase, is what truly builds strength and boosts circulation. Start with 10 repetitions and gradually increase to 25. Once you've mastered the movement, try performing it 1 foot at a time. This will double the intensity and more deeply activate the stabilizing muscles of the ankle and hip. Studies from the Japan Center for Longevity Research showed that older adults who could perform 20 single-leg heel raises had more flexible arteries and biological aging markers up to 15 years younger than those who couldn't. This exercise activates a mechanism known as the calf muscle pump. With each rise and fall, blood is pushed back to the heart, improving oxygenation and nourishing tissues. This affects not only the legs, but also brain health. In a 12-week study, participants who regularly performed this movement showed a 26% increase in brain oxygenation and improved cognitive performance. Beyond strength, there's another benefit that makes this exercise essential. It trains the recovery reflex. When someone stumbles, the body's first reaction is to push off with the toes and calves to regain balance. If those muscles are weak, the body doesn't react in time, and the fall becomes inevitable. Strengthening this area is therefore a form of insurance against accidents. For those who initially struggle with balance, you can start with your hands firmly supported on the chair. As you gain confidence, reduce the support until you're lightly touching with just your fingertips. The goal is to eventually balance on your own for 3 seconds at the top, with a stable body and controlled breathing. Another noticeable effect is the increase in temperature and circulation in the legs right after the workout, which can relieve morning stiffness. People who suffer from nighttime cramps also report significant improvement after a few weeks of practice, as the movement stimulates tissue blood flow and relaxes muscle fibers. If you want to intensify it even more, hold a small weight in your hands or wear a light backpack. This adds load without compromising your balance. Over time, your legs will become firmer, your walking more confident, and your ankles more stable. Even more importantly, it improves the connection between body and mind. The brain begins to interpret movements more accurately, strengthening your sense of security. After a few weeks, this simple exercise completely transforms the way you walk, climb stairs, and stand. It redefines your body's foundation and makes every step feel lighter and steadier. And the best part? It doesn't require any equipment, can be done anywhere, and takes less than 5 minutes a day. It's the kind of movement that seems small, but changes everything. Exercise 4. Modified chair squat. This is the movement that separates those who just want to age well from those who truly want to live with strength and independence. If there's one exercise that symbolizes independence, it's this one. The simple act of sitting and standing is one of the most fundamental functions of the human body, and also one of the first to decline with age. Many older adults begin relying on their hands or support to get up, and that's a clear sign of functional strength loss. The modified chair squat was designed specifically to restore that ability in a safe, progressive, and effective way. A 2024 study that analyzed over 15,000 people over 60 showed that this movement is not only safe for the knees, but also reduced joint pain by 58% when done correctly. The reason is simple. When performed with proper technique, it distributes weight through the hips and thighs, avoiding pressure on the knees and activating the muscles that support the entire body structure. To start, use a sturdy chair that keeps your knees at a 90-degree angle when seated. Stand in front of it with your feet shoulder-width apart and your toes slightly turned outward. This position respects the natural anatomy of the hips and avoids ligament strain. Cross your arms in front of your chest or extend them slightly forward. This helps with balance. Inhale and start the movement by pushing your hips back, as if you were closing a door with your butt. This detail is essential. Moving the hips before the knees protects the joints and activates the glutes, which are the engines of stability. Lower yourself slowly, controlling the movement until your hips lightly touch the chair without fully relaxing. That brief pause is the point of maximum muscle activation. Then push into the floor with your heels, exhale, and return to the starting position, squeezing your glutes as you rise. Perform this at a steady pace. 3 seconds to go down, 2 to come up. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions and gradually increase to 20. If needed, keep your hands on the chair for safety. The key is to maintain control and an upright posture, with your core engaged. This exercise simultaneously activates the glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, core, and even the back muscles. It's a full-body workout that improves strength, balance, and coordination. In addition, imaging tests showed increased activity in the brain's motor region, indicating that the exercise helps maintain the neural connections responsible for movement control. And there's a psychological benefit that can't be ignored. Every time you stand up on your own, your brain registers a sense of autonomy. This reinforces confidence and self-esteem, two invisible yet essential forces for aging well. In just a few weeks of practice, the body starts to respond. Your legs become firmer, balance improves, and posture naturally straightens. It's common for people to report less back pain and more energy. After all, when the body moves freely, the mind feels younger too. That's why you should never underestimate the power of this exercise. The modified chair squat is one of the most complete movements for those who want to maintain strength, balance, and independence. The 3 pillars of longevity. Exercise 5. Bird dog with support progression. This movement is, without a doubt, one of the most complete and intelligent for people over 60. It combines stability, strength, balance, and coordination, while also encouraging the brain to work in sync with the body. The bird dog, as it's called, has gained attention in recent studies for its ability to improve posture, reduce back pain, and even increase bone density. Research published in 2024 in the Journal of Gerontology ranked this exercise as the most effective for healthy aging, and for good reason. To perform the movement correctly, start in an all-fours position, with your hands aligned under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Keep your neck neutral, eyes looking down at the floor, and avoid lifting your head. Inhale, and in a controlled manner, extend your right arm forward and your left leg back, forming a straight line from fingertips to heels. This diagonal activates what's called cross-coordination, stimulating communication between the left and right sides of the brain. Hold the position for 5 seconds, keeping your core tight and your hips aligned. Don't let your body twist. Exhale and slowly return to the starting position, switching sides. Repeat the same movement with your left arm and right leg. Start with 5 repetitions on each side and, as you gain stability, increase to 10. The key is precision, not speed. Every inch of the movement should be intentional. When you hold your body in this position, you create small instabilities that force your brain and muscles to work in sync. It's like recalibrating your nervous system. This occurs due to mechanotransduction, the same phenomenon mentioned in Harvard studies, where force applied to the bones stimulates cellular regeneration. To intensify the exercise, follow a simple progression system. In the first 2 weeks, hold the position for 5 seconds. In weeks 3 and 4, increase to 10 seconds. After 6 weeks, you can try a more advanced version. Close your eyes during the hold. This removes visual support and forces your body to rely entirely on proprioception, your internal sense of position and balance. Studies show that this practice increases activation in the brain areas related to body awareness and reduces the risk of imbalance in real-life situations. Another key factor is breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose during the extension and exhale through your mouth while holding the position. This deep breathing activates the deep stabilizing muscles, improves oxygenation, and helps you stay focused. Avoid holding your breath, as it can increase unnecessary tension. For those who suffer from lower back pain, this exercise is a powerful ally. It strengthens the muscles that support the spine without compression, which reduces discomfort and improves posture over time. In many cases, just a few weeks are enough for the pain to almost completely disappear. The bird dog also stimulates cognitive function. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic observed that regular practice increased memory and attention levels by 31% in older adults, due to simultaneous activation of both brain hemispheres. This coordination between body and mind is one reason why people who maintain this type of training appear more alert, focused, and emotionally stable. To maximize benefits, pay attention to small technical details. Avoid arching your back or letting your hips rotate. Imagine there's a cup of water on your back, and your goal is not to spill it. Keep your eyes fixed on a point ahead and your core engaged throughout the movement. If you want to increase the difficulty, use a light resistance band around your hands or ankles. This adds resistance and raises the level of muscular stimulation. Another interesting variation is the bird dog with knee to elbow. After extending the arm and leg, bring the elbow toward the knee at the center of the body, then return to extension. This movement improves flexibility and intensifies core activation. What's most fascinating is that this exercise not only strengthens, but also teaches the body to move better. It improves awareness of each body part, fine motor coordination, and joint stability. 3 essential factors for maintaining independence. As the weeks go by, the body becomes firmer, balance more stable, and posture naturally more upright. It's common for people who practice it to report feeling younger, not just physically, but mentally as well. The bird dog is more than an exercise. It's a tool for functional rejuvenation. It reconnects body and brain, restoring control, confidence, and ease of movement. Just 1 minute a day is enough to begin this transformation.